Alright, hey everybody. I'm here with Tesla Full Self-Driving Beta 11.4.4 on Hardware 4, and let's go for a drive. So, the sky is falling once again. Tesla is a disaster, on the verge of bankruptcy. That was some good maneuvering there between the car coming and the guy pulling stuff out of his car. But, you know, the sky's falling, the world is ending. Tesla is making less money than they were a year ago, which is very bad, because making money is important. Posting quarterly growth sequentially, year over year. This is what matters to people, to investors. And people see their stock go down and they cry. And they cry out, "Elon, we need advertising." So, times are tough. The economy is going through some difficulties. Interest rates are high. Consumer sentiment is weak. Looks like we're getting a little stuck here, trying to find an opportunity to go. I think because of maybe the sun, it's being a little bit cautious. Then finally someone let us go. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think Tesla's going to be okay. I think they're going to survive this one. They've been through tough times before, and they excel in tough times, to be honest. And I think I just have more conviction about Tesla than ever right now, honestly. I'm just having such a great time in this car. I just get in, I tell it where I want to go, I push a button, and it just takes me there. And it now works more and more often. Most of my drives are now zero disengagement. It really is a breakthrough product, and it's available now to everybody in North America. If you live in the US or Canada, you can just activate it online and your car just gains that functionality. It's great. And this isn't V12, this is just V11. This is the old version. If V11 is working this well, I can't even imagine what V12 is going to be capable of. So, zoom out, look at the big picture, and we're extremely lucky. First of all of us who are safe, who are healthy, who are happy, who are free at this time in the world where there's so much conflict, so much chaos. We're all lucky just to have those things at a time when so many people don't, and so many people are struggling. So, yeah, okay, Tesla's profitability is declining. The results were abysmal. But at the same time, there's more important things going on in the world than just Tesla's earnings declining. And then you really think, okay, compared to what? Tesla is pretty much the only company making money selling EVs right now. Are the legacy automakers having success? Raising prices? Increasing profits? No. They're actually pulling back on EVs because they just can't figure out how to make a good EV profitably. They're really struggling. You've seen Ford start to pull back. You've seen General Motors announce that they're going to be pushing back their EV trucks. And Tesla's accelerating. Tesla's investing. Cybertruck deliveries are going to start November 30th. That's going to be a massive TAM expansion. The brand new Model 3, Model Y. I mean, people who've seen these products have said, these are dramatic improvements over the old version. I really love this. The attention to detail, the fit and finish, the quality, all those things are dramatically improved. They've gone back, redesigned the attachment points so that everything just fits together seamlessly. They've improved the suspension. They've improved the noise isolation from the outside of the cabin. When people see it, they're really going to be like, wow, this was already the best EV on the market, and they're really competing with themselves. They just got so much better. All right, I think we can go. It's being a little hesitant here for some reason. I think maybe it was checking if the other person was going to stop. So yeah, now that the Cybertruck is starting deliveries, it's over for Tesla. Sure, it's going to be hard. It's going to take 12 to 18 months at least to get cash flow positive for the Cybertruck, according to Elon. But it's going to change the way people look at EVs forever. It's going to be the only self-driving truck on the market. And it's going to expand the TAM to segments that weren't accessible to EVs before. This is a really exciting product. All the misconceptions we had about EVs, that they're small, that they're slow, that they can't do real work, they're just being knocked down one by one. And I think the Cybertruck's going to be the best Tesla yet. It's a mass market product like the 3 and Y, but at the same time, it has a lot of the really nice things that the S and X have. For example, it's got an all-new redesigned air suspension. It's supposed to have a 3-motor variant, which so far has only been on the S and X. It's got a lot of what the highest end products have, the ventilated seats, the rear screen, the ambient lights, but it's got them on a product that I think is really going to be a much more accessible product for people, and much less pretentious, a truck instead of a high-end sedan or SUV. Then you got the EV point of sale credit. They're going to start just taking the EV tax credit out at the register. You have the normal EV tax credit possibly reducing at the end of the year. So go run and get that if you haven't. But you've got this new point of sale credit that I think if it actually works the way we're imagining it will, or it's supposed to, it's going to be a game changer for EVs in the United States. It's going to dramatically actually lower the cost of acquiring an EV and just give you a lower monthly payment off the bat. So while everybody's panicking, freaking out about Elon and his depressing earnings call, I think I'll continue to just buy some shares. A little bit here and there. Not trying to say we've bottomed already, but I love any opportunity to buy up shares. Because, on one hand, you have interest rates pushing up prices, you have lower credit availability. These things are making it harder to get an EV, and they're having to lower prices. Prices are coming down faster than COGS, although COGS are coming down about, $2,000 average per vehicle in the last 3 quarters. But prices have come down much faster than that, obviously. So that's resulted in a decline in margin, which is unfortunate. But they've managed to grow volumes even in a very challenging environment with high interest rates. They're probably going to have a record quarter this quarter. 475,000 to 500,000 vehicle deliveries, which is astonishing. They've never delivered that many vehicles in a quarter. As a matter of fact, nobody's ever delivered that many EVs in a single financial quarter. So, despite some very tough economic times, despite tighter credit availability and interest rates raising the effective price of purchasing a car, they've been able to post growth. So, honestly, kudos to the management for doing that. And they've been able to do that while maintaining profitability. Yes, profitability has declined. Maybe, half of the profit from last year on a gross automotive gross margin level has evaporated. But On the other hand, you have volume growth even in this tough environment. And maybe it's not, 50%, but it's around 40%. It's looking like for 2023 over 2022, which in this environment, it's pretty impressive. I mean, EVs are really a secular growth story. Times are good, times are bad, EV sales are growing. And EVs are getting cheaper and cheaper, while ICE is getting more and more expensive. It doesn't take a genius to plot this out and figure out where this is going. So there's a lot of good things happening. Toyota now signed on to NACS. Everybody's adopted Tesla standard. Everybody's going to be joining the supercharger network. I mean, at this point, if you're not on NACS, you're just condemning yourself to obscurity. Who's going to buy the one EV brand that isn't NACS? Whether it's Lucid or Volkswagen or whatever. Nobody wants to be the last one using CCS. So this is another thing. In just 3 months, we're going to start opening up the supercharger network in North America. This, I think, is going to be a historic inflection point too. The fact that most of these EVs that have come to market have such a bad charging situation, it's given EVs a bad name. So Tesla not only gets subsidy dollars from the government to build out charging stations, they not only get revenue from the superchargers, and by the way, superchargers are profitable. See, that was interesting. You see how it picked up that bike and alerted me, but still controlled the car well? So, they make money every time anybody supercharges, whether it's a Tesla or a non-Tesla. They get money from the government to build out these charging stations, which is great. And at the end of the day, everybody's going to be touching Tesla. No matter what brand you're driving, you're going to be touching Tesla, their superchargers, and you're going to say, hey, this is actually a great experience. I actually like this company. And you're maybe going to make an account with them, maybe sign up with a charging plan with Tesla for about $13 a month. And you'll probably consider a Tesla the next time you're shopping for a car. So this, I think, is really exciting. And, everybody's focusing so much on the vehicle business. What's the margin on their vehicles? I mean, who cares? The margins are positive. That's more than anybody else can say. That's more than Legacy Auto can say. Are BYD's BEVs profitable? Probably not. I think they're making all their money in the plug-in hybrids, to be honest. When you look at their margins, they're very thin. They're really pricing these things down to the bone, which I think is a great strategy for them, but who's making money besides Tesla? So a decline in profitability is actually a good strategy compared to just keeping margins where they are and seeing volume fall, in my opinion. So I think there's been a lot of anger and crying from investors, and not a lot of people saying this is actually a good strategy. This actually benefits the long-term growth of EVs. And I think that's actually the case. And I think in time this will prove to be the right strategy. Long-term, AI is going to dwarf automotive hardware. And automotive hardware, the cars, that type of thing, I think they're going to continue to push the margin down, and they should. I think the more you're able to monetize the software, the more you can bring down the price of the cars. It actually makes sense to hook them with a low-priced car so that you can then hook them onto software services. So I was feeling a little bit too close to that car there, so that's why I took over. But you can see he did pretty well. Navigated all the way here. It's getting pretty damn good. So, anyway, my message to everyone is, the sky probably isn't falling. I think Tesla's going to be fine. So, yeah, take care, everybody.